hosting Thanksgiving this year for the first time in well over a decade. We're going to have 16 people here in my house, and I'm super excited. However, I've got to be honest. We have some financial goals we're trying to hit, and we're helping put a kid through college. So this year, I want to have a beautiful Thanksgiving, but I want to do it frugally and wisely when it comes to my finances. I'm also a little embarrassed to admit that I found myself running to Pinterest and Instagram to try to see what the tablescape inspirations might be, and those aesthetic, Instagram-worthy decor ideas, all things that are trying to get me to spend my money and not be content with what I have to impress people with your plates. Sometimes I think we fall into the lie of believing that in order to host well, we need to spend more. What if it's really about serving others with joy and not making everything look perfect? You don't need to go buy all new dishes or the trendy placemats that they're telling you need this year. What if all we need is gratitude, a little creativity, and a willingness and desire to be content and use what we already have? So today we are going to talk about how to make hosting Thanksgiving beautiful, budget-friendly, and stress-free, while keeping in focus the things that matter most: thankfulness, gratitude, contentment, and of course, the people that you're hosting. Welcome, I'm Sarah, and this is It's All His, where we talk about managing God's money well. I hope that you'll find this video encouraging, and if you do, would you consider hitting that subscribe button, because I post new videos here every week. All right, let's dive in. Before we even talk about the food and the decor, let's start by talking about our hearts. Thanksgiving was never meant to be about lavish, aesthetic, Pinterest-worthy tablescapes. It's about gratitude, fostering thankfulness in our hearts and sharing that with the people that we love, and enjoying some really good food too. But in the day and age that we find ourselves constantly on our phones with influencers trying to tell us what we need to buy at all times, we have to be honest. We can very easily slip into envy, comparison, what I have isn't good enough, pretty enough. We'll look at other people's homes, tables, recipes, outfits that they're wearing on Thanksgiving, and we just find ourselves not feeling joyful and not feeling grateful. We're just looking at what they have and we're wanting that for ourselves. We're being envious, we're comparing, we're feeling like we don't measure up. None of this is cohesive with hosting a holiday about gratitude and joy. And none of that is good for our budgets. This makes me think of a verse from the book of Proverbs. Proverbs 15:16 says, "Better a little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure with turmoil." We don't need to have great treasure to host a meaningful Thanksgiving. What we really need are grateful hearts before the Lord for what He's done for us and for all that He's blessed us with. When we have that, we're hosting from the right heart posture. And that is always going to make our home and our table more welcoming and more loving than the perfect turkey or the fanciest tablescape ever could. When we host from a place of contentment, with joy, being thankful for what we have, stewarding everything we've been given well, and seeking to serve others, not to make others think well of us. God's glory, not our own glory. That is real biblical stewardship. And changing our heart posture is going to change how we look at everything else going forward. The food, the decor. If we start with the right heart, it flows into everything else. All right, now let's get practical. Because hosting and doing it on a budget doesn't mean you have to cut out the yummy food and the joy. You just need to do some strategic planning. One way you can save a lot of money as you're planning your menu is to plan your meal around sales. This time of year, turkeys are going on sale left and right. You can always find and freeze that bird well ahead of time. If money is tight, look and see what your store has on sale this week and next week. Look at those flyers or those online ads and use that to build your menu. If you're an Aldi lover like me and another subscriber, she shared that she was able to pull her meal together quick and cheap just using Aldi. Aldi and other stores like Walmart, Sam's, they offer full meal deals. Currently, Aldi is saying they can give you a Thanksgiving meal for $10 for $40. Check out those deals and see if that might work for your family. Or check out the local grocery stores you like to frequent because they may be offering something similar. This could be a low stress and low cost way to have everything covered. My next tip to save a bunch of money and stress is to make your Thanksgiving a potluck. This is going to be my go-to plan. Not only does this make it cheaper and easier and less stressful, but you get to enjoy other people's specialties. Maybe someone in your friend group or family makes amazing pies, or that special side dish that you only get once a year. Spreading around the cooking means less time for you in the kitchen, less expense for you at the grocery store, and everyone gets to chip in. I had a couple subscribers share this tip, and it's definitely the one that I'm going with. And let people know it doesn't have to be stressful for them either. Maybe you've got people coming who are not really into cooking. Tell them they can bring the drinks or a package of rolls. Let them know that a store-bought dessert is absolutely fine. You care more about them coming than about them cooking. But if someone really wants to shine in the kitchen and bring something delicious, that's awesome too. Letting everyone chip in makes it easier all around, and it saves your budget. My next tip would be to simplify your menu. You do not have to produce a amazing Food Network worthy cooking show Thanksgiving. Stick with the traditional things. You don't need 8 side dishes and 5 different desserts. Keep it simple, and that will make it less stressful and definitely will make it cheaper. My next tip would be to start shopping early. I have already started accumulating some of those items that can go in pantries and freezers, just adding them here and there to my shopping over the last few weeks. Stock up on those canned things like pumpkin or cranberry sauce that you might be planning to use. Spread it out over a few different budgets. And my next tip would be to cook from scratch whenever possible. If that's something that you're good at, you're usually going to save money just making some pie crust from the ingredients you have in your house than buying the pre-made frozen pie crust, and it probably is going to taste better. You have to kind of weigh this out. Is the cost savings worth the time, effort? Only you can decide, but if money is tight, sometimes doing some things from scratch can be a way to save. All right, next I want to talk about decor, because I don't know about you, but for me, that's the area I'm most tempted to spend. I'm inspired by the things I see on the internet and I want to replicate those looks, but I don't have those placemats, or my dishes aren't that color that are gonna look just right with my table and the lighting in the room. I mean, it can get a little crazy. One of the most overlooked ways to save money is to not let ourselves be influenced like that, and to find the contentment to just use what we already have, even if it's not perfect. Or maybe you find a way to sort of recycle something you were using into something new. You do not need to buy new dishes. You do not need to buy trendy decor. You do not need to listen to that influencer who's telling you that you need to buy all of this stuff through her links, because next year she's gonna tell you need more stuff because the stuff you bought last year isn't good enough anymore. We all know this to be true, and it is breaking our budgets and stressing us out. Don't fall for it. Matching place settings, beautiful candles, these do not make for wonderful Thanksgiving memories. Think back to your favorite Thanksgivings. Was it because of the candles and the candle holders in front of you and how well they matched the greenery? No, it was because of the person across from you at the table. It was the conversation. It was that delicious dish that somebody brought. Those are the things that matter. We can get so caught up in these things that are costing us money and stressing us out and putting our focus on the wrong stuff, on worldly things, when we should be focusing on the people that God has given us, the blessings that God has given us. Not only will this give us more peace and more joy and less stress as we host these holidays, but it will help us to appreciate what we've been given and to love well the people who are there, rather than freaking out because the cups got moved and there's something that fell on the floor. And we all know that tablescape is gonna end up ruined as soon as somebody sits down and moves that dish and crumples up a napkin, right? We do know that. Here are some creative ways to use what you already have. Mix and match your dishes. It's okay if they're not perfect. Sometimes that eclectic kind of funky look is actually more homey and welcoming. Keep the same dishes and add a pretty cloth napkin or a nice paper one that you found that fits the occasion or that adds a little pop of color. Maybe you use a pretty fall leaf from outside and make that into a place card and just write somebody's name on that. Use what's around you and don't worry too much about it all being cohesive. People will be able to tell that you put love and care and time into making them feel special. And they're gonna appreciate that so much more than you going to Hobby Lobby and buying, everything in the same color scheme. I promise. Need something but you don't host all the time? Don't go and buy it. Borrow first. I actually was just texting yesterday with one of my guests because I'm gonna need to borrow a few chairs. I don't have enough chairs to seat all of these people. I was texting my daughter-in-law yesterday because I'm gonna need to borrow some freezer space. We don't have an extra freezer in the garage. And I have a friend I still need to ask if I can borrow a roasting pan. I'm gonna need to text her about that later. These are all things I could go buy and spend money on, but I'm not hosting these big events every month. It doesn't make sense. Friends and family are happy to lend you something, so borrow first. My next tip would be to decorate with nature that you already have. Depending on where you live, maybe there's some beautiful leaves falling in your yard. Go outside and gather those up. Acorns, pine cones, pretty branches in a vase. These are all ways to add a little touch of fall without having to go out and buy something new. Another tip would be to repurpose decor that you already have. Maybe you decorate for fall. I know I have pumpkins placed all around my house. Some of those pumpkins are going to get recycled to my dining room table on Thanksgiving Day. Make do with what you have, repurpose, reuse, and enjoy that savings for your budget. Add some scripture to your table. Handwrite or print off Bible verses about Thanksgiving or contentment. Maybe you could take turns reading those, or just leave one there for each guest so that they can read it and ponder and enjoy. It's a simple and free way just to point your guests and yourself back to what really matters. This is what stewardship looks like in our everyday life. Being thankful, being content, using what we have and making it enough. When we can learn to be faithful with what God has put in our hands, we are showing him that we're thankful for it. We are growing in joy and contentment and peace along the way. Not constantly keeping our eyes fixed on what we don't have, what we think we need, but making what he's given us enough to be joyful with. Thanksgiving is all about opening your home, offering a seat at your table, feeding people, and making them feel loved and cared for. It's about being thankful for everything that you've been blessed with and giving all the glory to God, not seeking to glorify ourselves because we are hostess extraordinaires. So make it about thanksgiving to the Lord and loving people, and not about those people being impressed with your placemats, because that just doesn't matter. Let's host our Thanksgivings with gratitude and contentment and without stress. Let's make it a fun, joyful, and memorable experience for everybody we welcome to our table. Use what you have, plan wisely, and then serve joyfully. That is biblical stewardship in action. I would love to know how you are hosting Thanksgiving with simplicity and contentment. So let me know in the comments. And if this video encouraged you, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel, and consider sharing it with another friend or family member who's hosting this year. And don't forget to subscribe for more faith-based money and stewardship videos, because at the end of the day, it's all his. I hope you and yours have a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving. I'm so glad you're here.